With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold! Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
The McDonald's snack wrap is back. You brought it back. Ranch snack wrap. Spicy snack wrap. You broke the internet for a snack. Snack wrap is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Birds of the Roundtable. Week one of Eagles training camp is in the books. We're going to talk our top takeaways. We're going to talk position battles and more. And then we're going to break down our top 16 edge rushers in the NFL heading into week one of the regular season. Joining us, Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA. What's good, Ryan?
Not much. Just ready to continue talking a little training camp. And then, of course, discussing our top 16 edge rushers today.
Also joining us, David at PHL Eagle News. What's good, David?
Yeah, man, I'm glad we finally have camp to talk about. So the rankings are kind of secondary, I guess, at this point, and we're back to Eagle talk, man. It's great.
We're almost a week away from the first preseason game, a week from Thursday. That is freaking crazy.
There's football
let's jump right into this.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Dave.
There's football every week until mid-February now. It's crazy. It's back.
I love it. All right, let's jump into Eagles training camp takeaways and recap. Let's talk top takeaway from training camp for the Birds. Ryan, lead us off, man.
Yeah, I think it's honestly the consistency of Jalen Hurts. He obviously is the story. He is the most talked about athlete in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, nationally, it's usually to take him off your top 10 list. But here in Philadelphia, we know exactly what we have. We have a Super Bowl MVP coming off a fantastic playoff run. And again, what the beauty of Jalen is, he just goes about his business. He wants to continue to work. He wants to continue to get better. And training camp is exactly how you do it. And he's a great model. He's a great leader for the rest of the team to show that consistency, putting in that work day in and day out. And Super Bowls can be the result. So that has to be the story for me. Love me some J Hurts.
I love it. I went a different direction, but I was thinking about going that way because that culture, that locker room, what Jordan Mailata had to say, top to bottom, has been so impressive. This team truly has put 2024 behind them. Looking to 2025, it is 1,000% business. And that's crazy. I mean, it's just truly impressive. David?
To me, it's been the personality, the honesty, the candidness, the no sugarcoating of Vic Fangio. I absolutely love it. You get just the straight dope every single time he talks. There's no BS. Like when he talks about Adoree Jackson, he's like, it's time to show who he is or who he isn't. And, he didn't keep his job in Tennessee, they let him go. He didn't keep his job in New York, they let him go. I mean, you just can't get any better than that honesty. And when you talk, you go into the safety battle and he discusses Drew Makuba and he's like, well, you can't get reps when you're hurt, and Sidney Brown had that issue last year and he's like, Sidney, I see him getting better. So, he's just so open and honest. And I think that's something that nobody really had from this organization for years, especially from the defensive side of the ball. It's been a long time since you've had somebody just be that open and honest, and I find it extremely refreshing.
Yeah, it's terrific. I'm going, no surprise, a rookie, Jahad Campbell for me, a guy that I simply cannot wait to see. Ryan, I stole yours probably for this one. I mean, he's out there practicing with the ones. He's out there. I think, is he a full participant at this time? I think so. Just already on the field way sooner than I expected. I thought he was going to get slowly ramped up, week 1, week 2, week 3, and so forth. But who knows? All signs point to maybe he's ready week 1, which is huge for this linebacking group. Having him be just a versatile chess piece like Zach Bond, like a Cooper DeJean, kind of reportedly like a Drew Makuba, a guy that can play different roles, can play on the line, can drop back, can rush the passer, can tackle, can fill gaps. I can't wait to see Jahad Campbell. He's going to be a really fun watch and instant all 22 after every single game that I'll be following. Let's roll on to our next Eagles training camp point. The battle, the position battle that has most of your attention so far at camp, David.
It's the cornerbacks for me. It's Adoree versus Ringo, and the sad part of it is neither one of them have seemingly looked at great. And, a lot of reports come out and people read them for anybody who goes to camp, and you'll see that, Ringo's getting, just wore out. But he's also going against A.J. Brown, and that's a very difficult task. And the only cornerback that is equipped to go against him on this roster is Quinyon Mitchell, who has done it and looked good doing it. Yeah. Adoree Jackson, like I mentioned, a few minutes ago, it doesn't sound like he's got the utmost confidence of Vic Fangio either. So, on one hand, you look at it and say, well, they're going against the best, but on the other, they have to do better. They have to at least have a showing that's going to give some confidence, because if you have a backfield that's missing a corner like that, as we saw in 2023, you can have as good of players all over the field as you want, but if you got a hole like that can get exposed, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, well said. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, listen, that was certainly the one I was looking at, but my backup was is the second safety spot. You obviously mentioned it earlier with Makuba being a little banged up. Sidney Brown, again, we don't really know what we have with there. So he's had some injury history, and you still have Tristan McCullum that's kind of lurking there. So that's kind of really wide open. I think we all expected Makuba to just be given the spot, but again, if he's going to take a little time, or the injury might be a little bit nagging, and that certainly is going to open the door for anybody else. So and there's also a lot of speculation that the starting second safety might not even be on the roster right now. There's still certainly time to go out and either trade for somebody or sign a Simmons or whoever free agent that might be out there. So again, I think that's the other spot that I got to pay attention to besides corner.
That's a really good one. Those are definitely the top two, no question asked about that. I will go defensive tackle. I thought heading into camp, that was a sneaky position of need. Not necessarily a starter, but at depth. Like the defensive tackle rotation for the Eagles last year was such a strength, led by Jalen Carter. But all signs point to Moro Ojomo being maybe the biggest winner at camp so far. He has been reportedly dominant, winning a ton of reps, and he could see a huge increase in snaps. And then you get to a guy like Jordan Davis, who's lost 26 pounds, looks trim, looks fit. I'm excited for this defensive tackle rotation and how it looks heading into the early parts of the season, because that was such a strength for the Birds. And it is a strength, but really the young kids are stepping up big time. Let's roll on to our last Eagles point. Which bubble player has impressed the most, Ryan? Bubble players impressed the most for the Birds.
I guess Terrence Marshall.
Okay.
I don't think necessarily there was any guarantee that he was making the squad. And, obviously he's a vet in this league, but he hasn't really performed all that well in his time so far in the NFL. And all reports are coming out that he's out there balling. Now, I know he got a little banged up today, and hopefully that injury isn't severe enough to kind of keep him on the sidelines for too long. But, hopefully he can get back out there and kind of secure that fourth wide receiver spot that, again, we don't know how many wide receiver spots we're going to keep, especially if we're going to be keeping one of them for a kick specialist, a kickoff return specialist. Sorry. So there might only be a couple of spots after Dotson that are up for grabs. So.
All right, David, do you have one?
Yeah, you mentioned Moro Ojomo and how he was, standing out, and the recipient of that has been Tyler Steen, who has, not looked that good. And the bubble player who I think has really endeared himself, while he probably is not in the running to be a starter, though some 3 or 4 guys probably are at right guard, I'm going to go with Holland Pierce, a guy I've followed all season, all spring. I think he's, really shown his value so far in the limited reps he has. And when they have put him up there, rolling with the twos, he is ragdolling people out there, just throwing them around. I mean, this is a guy who's not scared of competition. He was a walk-on at Rutgers, got the job, and he's a UDFA, with the Eagles. So I think that he's really endeared himself. And again, I'm not saying he's going to be part of the starting 5, but he might go from somebody who may have been on the practice squad to suddenly finding himself on the 53.
I like it. Quentin chimes in, has DeJean played at corner or safety during training camp? Yes, he has.
Both.
He's played both, and that's really interesting. I can't wait. Similar to Jahad Campbell, I cannot wait to see how Vic employs DeJean going forward. That is going to be wild.
Hasn't the reps at safety been more in their kind of rarely used kind of base scheme where they barely used it last year? So
it's weird. It's like throughout OTAs, I feel like Vic Fangio was talking more cornerback for DeJean, but throughout training camp so far, it's been more at safety.
Yeah, and Cooper DeJean, just to give him a shout out, as the 60th ranked player in the NFL, which was drafted 40th overall 12 months ago, which is just absolutely freaking insane. But yeah, they have used him more at safety, but some of that could be, as far as trying him at outside corner, is they're using a lot of the reps on Quignon, moving them left and right, which is something the Eagles have not done in years, which is follow the team's best receiver, which is something, they're playing around with early in spring, which is something to keep mind of throughout the, offseason here, because that would be a pretty cool development to have Quignon locked up against wide receiver 1 week in and week out.
Yeah, that was a nice segue, because my bubble player so far, I'll go with Avery Williams, a guy that really has played sparingly these last couple years. Wide receiver, running back kind of dude, very good athlete, but more so to give Cooper DeJean a break on special teams as a return specialist. We'll see what Avery Williams has during preseason. I'm sure we will get a good glimpse of it. but he looks like he's going to make that, last spot as a wide receiver on this roster, right there with AJ, Devontae, Jahan. Johnny Wilson probably makes it, I would imagine, just for his run blocking. I think his run blocking is underrated. And then right there. So Avery Williams, that's what I am going with. Any final thoughts on Eagles training camp before we roll into edge rushers?
No injuries.
Yeah.
No injuries. The injury bug is popping up on Twitter, man.
Every time you see one, you're like holding your breath, and because even the guy who was at Guyton for Dallas. I mean, I was happy the guy didn't tear his ACL. I mean, I don't want to see anybody, any team, any player get hurt like that, man. And you hold each bated breath every time you see one of those alerts pop up.
Right. Yep. Yeah, no, speaking of injuries, it's nice to see that, Jihad is ahead of schedule. And also it appears that Nakobe's out there. I saw a video of him before practice today, just running out there with the sled, trying to get back. And, again, I think when you see him out there, it's just kind of puts that visual in your mind that, all right, it seemed doom and gloom when we last talked to Fangio about it. This seems a little bit more positive. So maybe, who knows? Maybe by, halfway through the season, we'll have a three-headed monster at linebacker.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. Adam says, David needs to adjust his camera. He leans forward often. The banner blocks his face. It's true. All we see is
always true.
All we ever see is David's Huck to a hat.
What banner? I don't see any of this crap.
You got to tilt. You got to tilt it.
So like which way? Like this?
Down.
Yeah, that's
better. That's better.
Yeah, all I see is a 2-inch thumbnail, and I look very small and completely free with no obstruction whatsoever.
Adam chimes in. They picked up a wide receiver in cut one. I think it was Denny Gray.
Yeah.
Really good athlete. I was surprised he was cut this soon. Maybe he has a better opportunity.
Did he hurt his hand or finger or something?
I thought it was partial hurt.
Okay, I didn't see that. Okay.
And they signed the guy they cut. And the guy they re-signed, he was cut like a month ago or something.
Yeah. Don't ask me to pronounce his name, but
IFE. He's living his best life. Yeah. I'll just go with that.
Yeah. Let's go.
Fantastic. Ryan, lead us off with our edge rushers.
All right. I guess
I'll share my screen.
Yeah, you share your screen. All right.
Yeah,
so as you, for any of you who have been following our show the last, 6 or 7 weeks here, we have been going through our top 16 players at every single position. Started with the quarterbacks. We made it all the way through the offense. And now we are starting with the edge rushers. Unfortunately, with Shane being out, he forgot to do his list, and Dives has just basically given up on life. So it is down right now to David and I. I'm sure Shane will, when he comes back, will update. But let's scroll. Let's start. You should have started all the way at the bottom, but we'll there we go. It's okay. All right, so let's get started here. We're going to run through this real quick and get everybody out of here. But so number 16, I have Nick Bonito. David has him at number 15. This is a guy that had a fantastic year last year for the Denver Broncos. And I felt like, really kind of rose his game where he deserves to be on this list. David?
Yeah, I mean, he's not a household name yet, but he's learned how to convert speed to production. He's a true arrow up kind of player. He had 8 sacks in 2023, 13 and a half in 2024, and probably 15 plus coming this season. Really good player.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I will say, David, you have Nolan Smith on your list at number 16. I have him just off. I think the reason for me, obviously this is kind of how we feel the 2025 season is going to go. I'm very hopeful that he absolutely hits this list come next year. I just obviously didn't see enough early enough But that's the reason why I had him just off. I think I had him number 18, if I can remember. But tell us why you had him at 60.
Yeah, it's a projection for sure. The flashes are there. His, obvious postseason dominance, rare explosiveness. I like his leadership, his work ethic. I just, he's relentless. I expect him to just continue to ascend. He was the emotional heartbeat of all those great Georgia defenses, and I think he's going to kind of take that BG role and be the heartbeat of the Eagles as well.
Yeah, absolutely love that. All right, 15 for me, Greg Russo. You had him at 13 for Buffalo. I think he is steadily improving every single year. And yeah, he's a guy who just loves getting after the quarterback, and I couldn't just leave him off this list. Your thoughts?
Yeah, same. He's a glue guy, kind of like you said. His length disrupts throwing lanes. His run defense has been improved, a little underrated at this point. Yeah, and when a healthy Bills front, he's one of the leaders on that team up there up front. So,
yeah. All right, number 14 for me is Brian Burns. You didn't have Brian Burns on your list. I felt like he had maybe a little bit of a down year, but I kind of expect him with the addition of Abdul Carter and some health on that Giants defensive front to kind of let Brian Burns do his thing. And man, he was very, very talented throughout his career so far, and I fully expect him to kind of get back. Any reason why you had him off your list?
Yeah, because he's on the Giants. No, he just he struggled a little bit last year, and it was basically versus him and Nolan Smith, and I just went with the projection that Nolan Smith is just going to take a big leap, assuming he's the guy now. There is no Josh Sweat and BG taking reps away, so sure. That's basically all it came down to. Good player, obviously not as good as he was in Carolina yet, but good player.
Sure, yeah, not yet, but. Yes, there is two Josh Allens, although didn't he hyphenate his name last year?
I don't know.
Josh Allen Hines or something? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He did. Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of remember that. So we probably should have went updated with the times, but I like the fact that there are two Josh Allens. All right, and next up, you had Khalil Mack at 14. I had him at 10. Tell us why you had him at 14, dude.
His production is, not quite as good. He's getting older, and this is a projection of what we think they'll do in 2025, not what he's, been putting on tape for the last few years. But what do you have, 17 sacks in 2023? I mean, the guy's explosive. He can do it at any time. Normally somebody this age, I don't even know that I'd have him, that high, but he's just such a uniquely talented guy.
Yeah, he's just been a freak ever since he's entered into this league. And like you said, the fact that he had, almost 20 sacks a couple of years ago, had obviously been dealing with some injuries, but fully healthy. He's a top 10 edge rusher, in my opinion. So, all right, next up, Alex Highsmith, not the only Pittsburgh Steeler that we're going to be talking about, obviously. I had him 13. You had him up at 12. Talk about Alex Highsmith.
Yeah, he's kind of overshadowed by Watt, but he's effective in his own right. He brings polish, a nonstop motor, a lethal spin move that I love to watch. And, he's more than a Robin to Watt's Batman, in my opinion, So I like him a lot. I think the two of them are, very dominant. They got two of the best. When you got two edge rushers in the top 12 in the entire league on your team, you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's for darn sure. And let's not forget about Hayward on that defensive line as well. So he really does get kind of under the radar a lot, but he is very productive at getting to the quarterback. All right, next up for me, number 12, Danielle Hunter. I had him 12. You had him at 10. This is a guy that more famous, I guess, for his days in Minnesota. But now with Houston, obviously there's another gentleman here from Houston. Texans are starting to build a defense under D'Amico, and they're fixing their defensive back, and man, they have a couple of nice dudes up front. And Danielle Hunter is an older guy. He's a vet for sure in this league, but man, he doesn't seem to get slowed down by age, and just consistently winning at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, like we just said with Pittsburgh, you have two in the top 12. You're doing something. I have both of these guys in the top 10. He benefits obviously playing next to Anderson, but he's a dominant pass rusher in his own right. He ranked first in pass rush win rate amongst all players with at least 200 snaps, and he did that in his ninth season, I think it was. That's pretty impressive stuff. So yeah, good player.
Yeah. All right. Next up, looks like we both have the aforementioned Josh.
This episode is brought to you by San Pellegrino Ciao, a new kind of flavorless sparkling water. The kind made with real fruit juice, a pinch of Sicilian salt, and the sparkle of the Italian sun. With no added sugar and just 10 or less calories per can, enjoy. With love, from Italy. By San Pellegrino Ciao now.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
My name is Happy Gilmore. I haven't swung a club in years.
You know what you gotta do. Grip it and rip it.
Or... Oh, now that is some Happy Gilmore.
Everyone is talking about the comeback kid, Happy Gilmore.
Happy knee.
Yeah, baby.
Happy Gilmore 2, only on Netflix July 25th. Rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
This episode is brought to you by Hyundai. Get into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event and get away with a deal so right, it almost feels wrong. Because right now, you can save big on their most popular models, including SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe and Santa Fe Hybrid, and the all-electric Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit HyundaiUSA.com. Offers end September 2nd, 2025.
Allen at number 11, not to be confused with Buffalo's Josh Allen. This one goes after the quarterbacks. Talked about this Josh Allen there, David.
Yeah, he doesn't get the national spotlight because he just has the wrong name. But he's a really good player. I mean, he set a franchise record, I think, with 17 and a half sacks last year. He's really good against the run. 7th in the NFL with 17 tackles for loss. Yeah, I mean, he's a really good player, ascending player. You know, if he wasn't on Jacksonville, more people would know who he was.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that's probably partially why he updated his name to include the hyphen. Maybe that'll help get some endorsement deals. So, all right, we already talked about our 10s. Let's talk about your number 9, Will Anderson Jr. I had him at number 8. You had him at number 9.
Yeah, 2023 Defensive Rookie of the Year, just a classic pass rusher. His ability to finish just got better in his second season. He's a speed-to-power menace. And D'Amico Ryans, as we all know. And remember, he's using him to his full potential. He's a perennial all-pro player.
Yeah, no, he is fun to watch. He can get after the quarterback in a multitude of different ways. And, you know, like we had mentioned with Danielle Hunter, it's nice to, you know, kind of bounce the two of those guys off of each other and kind of see them attack the quarterback. So, all right, looks like we flip-flopped our 8s and 9s. I had Jared Verse at number 9. You had him at number 8, the Defensive Rookie of the Year, stealing that award away from Q last year. But Jared Verse was an absolute monster. You know, I think, Dives, I know we had talked about Jared Verse for a couple of years, you know, when we originally thought he was, you know, coming out. And he was always a great player that I admired at Florida State. And unfortunately, and now I have to hate him because he hates Eagles fans so much. But man, he was a tough ask for that offensive line at Philadelphia and every offensive line. He just is so darn quick. Why'd you have him at number 8?
Yeah, like you said, reigning defensive rookie of the year. He's got the length, torque, motor, violence. He excelled against the run. He showed a lot of pass rushing potential as a rookie. And again, this is a projection. And I think, that pass rushing potential is going to show off more this season as actual results. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about his production. I hate that it's against the Rams, who I feel like is probably one of the top 2 or 3 most competitive teams the Eagles will have to face potentially in the playoffs again. But, yeah, really, really good player.
Yeah. All right, moving right along to number 7, we both have Nick Bosa of the San Francisco 49ers. Talk to us about Nick Bosa.
Another former defensive player of the year. He had his quickest get off in 2024, which was tied for best in the league. He exudes a blend of really good core strength, balance, technical precision off the edge. And, with the Niners reloading their front up there, he's probably going to benefit from that and have another really good season.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it was nice to, I guess it was 2024. You had, a little bit of a down year, and it was nice to kind of see him get back to that again, unfortunately, in San Francisco. But they obviously have a lot of other issues there, and Nick Bosa is certainly going to benefit as he loves getting after the quarterback. All right, next up is a number 6, a little bit of a controversial player, given that he is looking for a contract, although it just came out that he said he will report tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we will see if he truly does. Bengals' Trey Hendrickson, the man led the league in sacks. Talk to us about number 6, Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, like you said, he led the NFL with 17 and a half sacks and tied for the league lead in total pressures in 2024. He beat you with no theatrics, just violent at the point of attack, elite leverage work. His burst of power translation is just textbook. Every year they doubt him, and every year he gets double-digit sacks. So I am not going to doubt that he won't do it again this season.
Yeah, it's funny. He just he's consistent. Honestly, I don't think there's many plays where you can say he didn't, win the interaction or what. But yeah, he is constantly getting after the quarterback, and he's just consistently making trouble for offensive linemen. So, all right, looks like next up, we'll go with your number 5. I have him 4. It looks like we also flip-flop 4 and 5. Talk to us about Aiden Hutchinson of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, before he fractured his leg, last season, he was leading the league in sacks, pressures, pass rush win rate, all through the first 5 games. He's not just the face of Detroit's defense. He's the energy, the teeth, the tone setter. And, if he wasn't hurt, I'd probably have had him even a little higher. But you never know how people react and come back from these sort of things. But, yeah, he's one of the – obviously, I don't – where to have him 5. He's one of the best players in the league. He's amazing.
Yeah, he was very dominant last year before his injury. And, I fully expect, since it happened slightly early, he's really had a long time to kind of rehab. And all indication out of camp is that, he's going to be hitting the ground running come week 1. So, all right, moving on. Number 5 for me, 4 for you, Max Crosby. This one was tough between him and Hutchinson. Honestly, I probably flip-flopped them probably about 8 or 9 different times. I love Max Crosby. I love the way he plays the game. He's in your face. He's talking trash. He's constantly getting to the quarterback. I love it when he's mic'd up and yelling at Patrick Mahomes. He is just a guy that I don't think anybody saw coming. And, when he entered into this league, and he has been nothing but powerful, dominant, and just explosive. So Max Crosby, my number 5, your number 4.
Yeah, he just lives in the opponent's backfield. He just eats up a lot of snaps. He rarely rotates. He rarely rests. and he just dominates. He's known for his high volume production. I think he has the most pressures since 2019 with 324. He's just a long, violent, just hustle kind of guy, man. You can't go wrong with a player like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dives, there we go. Thank you, buddy. Glad you could join us. Just kidding. All right, number 3. We'll stay with you, David. You had the enemy, Dallas Cowboy, Micah Parsons, number 3.
Yeah, I kind of went back and forth with him and TJ Watt, but at the end of the day, I just went with Watt over him. Parsons, he's has at least 70 pressures or something in 4 straight years or something crazy like that. It's just absolutely insane. His 31% pass rush win rate since 2023 leads the entire NFL. He's just like a chaos agent, man. You can line him up anywhere, edge, off ball, wide 9. He's a feared opponent no matter where you put him on that line. Plays violent, he's passionate, and Cowboys are insane to have not paid him.
Yeah, man, that's funny. I did the same thing with Micah and TJ. I kind of flip-flopped them as well. And listen, Micah's a guy that is constantly going to be the best defensive player out there on the field. And he's constantly going to be your best weapon to stop him. And, it's just yes, Q, probably about 9 weeks ago, bro. Where were you? Head on over to YouTube, Eagles Pinball YouTube. You'll check that out. Again, I hate the fact that he's a Cowboy. He talks about the Eagles constantly. Dallas is they're stupid for not paying him, honestly. They just went ahead and threw money at their tight end, which, they didn't seem like they needed to, but it almost seemed like that was just kind of another tactic from Jerry to be like, hey, listen, I'll pay whoever I want. You don't run the show. And Jerry's always going to be that way, which is fantastic. May he live forever. All right. Number 2 for you, 3 for me. Again, flip-flopped. TJ Watt, the younger brother of future Hall of Famer JJ Watt. TJ may be even better when it's all said and done. This guy plays with an anger and a fire that just is rarely matched with any defensive player. He's a guy that, man, you just don't want to see in the back alley. It's just very scary to go up against. And again, like many of these players that we've been talking about, is an exceptional win rate, exceptional power, and speed to get to the quarterback. He is consistently in the face of a running back and quarterback. It does not matter. And that front seven and in Pittsburgh is to be feared. So I had him 3. David, you had him number 2.
Yeah, he's one of the few defenders in the league who can swing momentum in a single series. Think Jalen Carter against the Rams. Like, he just dominated that series. That's the kind of thing TJ Watt does regularly. They just paid him. He's still the guy in Pittsburgh, a perennial All-Pro. He was the PFF Run Defender of the Year last year, and he is 3rd all-time in career sacks through a player's first 8 seasons in the history of the NFL. That doesn't suck. He is an amazing player. It's hard to believe because when he first came into the league, I think he was overshadowed by a lot of things, including his brother. And, man, this thing could end up where he actually outplays him by the end of his career. Who knows? He's been amazing.
Yeah, no, he truly has been. And finally, making it to number 1, we once again agree with Cleveland Browns, Myles Garrett. This guy, since he was drafted by Cleveland, he has just been one of the best edge rushers, consistently leading the league or top 3 in sacks pretty much every year. Has a bit of a controversial past, with some of his on the field antics, but generally speaking, he's known as a very nice guy. People say wonderful things about him, but as a competitor, as somebody whose job it is to go to get to the quarterback, there's nobody better in the league right now. And it's unfortunate that he's just kind of being wasted away in Cleveland. So, David?
Yeah, he's a generational talent, elite power, speed, just a freak. Last year, even at his age now, he led the NFL in several pass rushing categories, PFF pass rush grade, total pressures, pass rush win rate, pressure rate. He's the only player in the NFL with 14 or more sacks in 4 consecutive seasons right now. I mean, he's just the guy, he's just a freak athlete, man. The crown of best edge firmly staying on his head for now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That is for darn sure. So, well, there you have it. There is our top 16 edge rushers as we have transitioned to our defense. Thank you very much, Adam. If you guys want to go check out any of our other shows where we talk about any of the other positions, we started with quarterback, went running back, wide receiver, tight end, tackle, interior offensive line, and now we are at edge. So please check out any one of those shows on our YouTube or wherever you watch your show. Please make sure you do that. Eagles pin pull. If you aren't subscribed, what the heck are you waiting for? Do that. Tell your friends, tell your mama, get them all subscribed, and then we can all watch together. So next week we will be doing our defensive tackles or our interior defensive linemen. So stay tuned for that. Shane will be back, correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
All the videos are also down in the description of this video. If you just click the link there, they're all there.
There you go. There you go. We make it easy for you. So hopefully Shane will update his edge rushers. So maybe we'll take a quick peek at that. And then we'll do a little bit of the interior defensive linemen. As always, we are going to be talking about camp stuff. Obviously next week we'll be 2 days away from our first preseason game. So maybe we'll have a little bit of an idea of what that starting lineup might look like.
Can't wait.
How much people will play, how much they won't play, yada, yada, yada.
I'm definitely one of those sickos. I'll watch every single snap of that preseason game. And, yeah, I can't wait.
As soon as Tanner McKee is in, I'm out.
Oh, I can't wait.
I love it. Well.
Yeah, should we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's do it. Take the floor.
All right, David, final thoughts, plugs, time's yours, man.
Just a quick shout out to Eric Allen, who's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame Saturday. I have a article coming out. I don't know what day they're releasing it, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, but give it a read if you have. He was one of my favorite players when I was a child. Absolutely love that guy. I've gotten to meet him a few times, talked to some family members in regards to the article. It's really cool. I'm very happy for him. It's way too long. And who's next? Seth? Who do we need from the old teams up in there? Seth Joyner's probably next, but for this Saturday, enjoy another Philadelphia Eagle player. It was a time when hardly none were going into the Hall of Fame, and now we're getting our own little section in there, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Quentin recommends Fantastic Four. Also saw it in IMAX, loved it. Very, very solid movie. Ryan, final thoughts on training camp? Time's yours.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's great that we got pads on. Hopefully everybody can, stay healthy. And, let's make it through this preseason unscathed, and let's work on ring number 2 in a row. All right. That's all I got to say. And man, if somehow midway through the season we have a 3-headed monster at linebacker, I'm going to be the goddamn happiest person in this world. I'll tell you that.
What do you do? Like, theoretically, can we play that game? Theoretically, when Kobe Dean comes back healthy, who's your starters, David?
I don't know, because we really haven't seen enough of Jihad to really know if he's going to be able to embrace the entire offense. But just assuming that he is, I'm still probably rolling with him with way more snaps because I just don't want to put that stress on the Kobe in year one. I'd probably just rotate him a lot.
Yeah, you're grooming Jihad Campbell for the next several years. Nakobe Dean doesn't have a contract, so
yeah,
that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I love Nakobe, man. He's a stone cold leader of this defense too, and that's important.
I don't think he'll leave either. I think they will re-sign him to some sort of deal. They really love him and his character. And there's some players who are probably in that locker room who aren't on this team if Nakobe Dean wasn't there first.
I think that is the beauty of all of this is, you talk about adding all of these Georgia Bulldogs, then they all want to continue to play each other. Obviously, Jordan Davis is going to be going through it, this upcoming year, Nakobe. And yeah, if Jihad is starting the first half of the season and Nakobe kind of comes in, and I know, you'll kind of slow play it, but even if he's at full strength, you still go with Campbell. I just think you're now able to kind of rotate. You're able to maybe put, Jihad in more favorable positions. You're able to put Nakobe Dean in more favorable positions, do what they do better, knowing your situation and the game. So I think if I keep talking about it, I might start tearing up.
It's a good problem.
It'll be the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen as an Eagles fan. It's all I've ever wanted is to have 3 linebackers that can ball out.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, everyone, for commenting. One last time, he is David, PHL Eagle News on X. Ryan at Philly Sports PSA. I'm Dies, Mr. Crackpot. We'll see you next Tuesday at 8, talking more birds, probably previewing the Eagles' first preseason game as well as breaking down the top 16 defensive tackles for David, for Ryan, for myself. Stay awesome.
And for Shane.